Hello, I'm Mr. Psyche. I'm high as fuck. Let's get into this video. Bring it in for a second before I start this this next crusade with my my little lamb warrior. I wanted to talk about something that came up a lot this last week. In regards to at least my feeds that made me start thinking about something, was the length of video games and the cost of video games. And both of the conversations, or both of the discussions I saw, I think were mostly spurned on by Stray. And then I saw a couple of other people mentioning, I believe it's like a vampire, or where they're just like very low art style with a lot of replayability. And I started looking around at obviously it's been discussed plenty of times before, so I started looking around, and I kind of was just wanting to, I don't know, rant a little bit about it, because I think it's almost impossible to put that as a pure value to a video game anymore, because different lengths of games are almost near perfect for different people. It's if we don't have a wide variety, you know what I mean, then some people are just gonna not have time to play certain games, or might not even like to play long games. And I'm to the point now where some of these open world, like, I'll use two examples here with Stray and Elden Ring, because I've just played them both. So very, very long game, short game, right? I would have probably been okay paying a little more for Stray. It was cheap. It wasn't even as much as Elden Ring. Elden Ring was a full price, big game, and you're expecting to pay full price for those games. But I probably would have paid a little more for Stray and been okay with it, even with it only being 5 hours. Now, I'm unfortunately not by choice, because if I keep making moves and doing things, I'm hoping to change this, but I only have so much time to play games in a given week, and I like to use those times to fill slots playing games on stream, so I can continue to try to grow this space, and then a little bit on my own personal time, but even that's limited. Now, of course, I'd like to play more, and I have a couple games that I play, like No Lifestyle, like Destiny. I play a lot, and that is like an always active game. I'm always playing pretty much, and the value I get out of that is way more than somebody who would be trying to get into it right now. Because if you spent any money in expansions right now as a new player, you'd probably be like, whoa, what the hell, like, this is not a good experience for somebody coming brand new into the game. But for me, it's easy to log hours. But getting back to my point is that, like, Elden Ring took me a really, really long time to complete. I ended up logging about 120 hours into the game on my first completion, and that's a long time when you can only play a little while. And sometimes I feel like I'm even forcing myself to, like, stay up longer than I should, or take another hour in the middle of the day, when, like, I shouldn't take that extra time. I should do something else. But anyways, the Stray and Elden Ring comparison thing for me was, it was easy to see that I would have paid more for Stray, and that Elden Ring was absolutely perfectly priced because it was a good game. But if it would have been a long game that wasted your time with filler and stuff, then, I mean, the comparison's not the same for me. I like to view most of these things as art pieces that are trying to do a certain type of thing, and if they do it well and it grasps my entertainment, I don't think it matters if it's an hour, or they have to do so much development on these things. And yes, you can find plenty of examples where studios with little made a great game, and that's a point of comparison, sure, but it's still, the $60 somebody pays for, I don't know, well, I guess Apex is mostly cosmetics, but that's a free-to-play game. That's a bad example. I don't know what people are playing shooting game-wise that costs money lately. Right now, you usually only see people playing free-to-play. But let's say the new Call of Duty, right? Somebody who actually enjoys that will think they got that $60 worth. For me, there hasn't been enough innovation there in the series to say, hey, you can continue to charge me full price. But that's just the art form. That's the way it... So the length of the games are awesome to have varies, because someone like me who plays casually can come in and play like a game like this that has replayability is perfect, because I gain a little bit of momentum every time I play the game. You know, Hades is the same way. And I don't know if you would consider those long games. I guess they're eternally long because you can continue to play them, but if you look at it that way, it's any game. But you know, your chunks of the game can be pretty short if you get the right combination and you blaze through it. So and Stray is just kind of like an art piece. You're just walking through it. You know, most of the difficulty is just learning the layout for the most part. And yeah, I never felt like too crazy strained by the puzzles or anything, but it was more just like the set pieces and hey, cats and Zaltazar. But it just kind of helps to have a bunch of different types of art for different people to consume. And it's very silly to be like, oh, too long, too short, too this, that. You know, they all hold value in their little space. If I only have time an hour a night to play a game, then, you know, I don't need every game to be 200 freaking hours. It's just as simple as that. Not to mention, you have to play a game for a little while just to know if you like it. So if it's just short, they're going to give you a lot up front, and it's a good experience, you know. But I don't know. I think the problem that I had with the discourse was it just seems like so many people are making it transactional and just forgetting the fact that like having a lot of games is awesome, because that means a lot of people are getting to work on them, and we get to have these pieces of art. And another thing about the length too is that if we continue to only get really long games, then it's just going to be super hard to even finish every game. Now, I don't want to finish every game, but I know some people might think they can do it. I don't think it's even possible at this point. So many games out, but I don't know. I think if you can find a reason to enjoy an art piece, that you could, you know, like, hey, do I want to replay Stray right now? No, because I got what it was to offer, but I might go through and find every single memory soon, and then I'll replay it again when I feel like, man, it's been a while since I played this game, let me check it out. Or that still will get replayability, but I feel like just for me, like the 5 hours was spread against, you know, almost 4 sessions on stream, because I only have so long to play. And to me, that's like a month of value, and it's awesome because I get to spend it all here. So it was brand new in stream while I was enjoying the ride. So I in that case, that game length was absolutely perfect for that opportunity, you know. So that's how we should be looking at it, I think. Yeah, these are all, it is unfortunate that sometimes just based off of your time, you might not be able to dig into a certain title, but there's so many. Like, you're gonna find a gem that somebody else doesn't, and then, you know, you can hey, check out this. You know, I kind of stumbled into Hollow Knight on accident that way, and that game is huge. But I mean, you get my drift. Like, I thought I wasn't going to be able to keep up with a certain length of game, and yeah, just kind of like how I was just thinking that if I want to keep myself available for newer games or Destiny drops, then trying to do a playthrough of God of War is going to be pretty challenging. So, but then I got to hop into the Lamb Cult. I don't know. There's so many reasons to enjoy video games, and sometimes the discourse always gets boiled down to like this transaction of how much money I paid versus how much time do I get. And man, I could beat Super Mario for the NES, the SNES, Super Mario World, was it? Yeah. I can beat that one kind of quickly if I just burn through it, but like, I could replay that game over and over again, 100% it, and, you know, I think at the time I paid, I don't remember, back then it was still 60 probably for Nintendo games, but I think at the time I got it for 40, but I think that's added like thousands of dollars worth of value to my life, just because like games like that are more than like the number of hours I played in it. And I think you have a ridiculous amount of hours logged in Skyrim, and I think I think I would like them to give me like a little bit of my money back. Please, I don't know. I may give Bethesda a little too much on that one, but we don't have to talk about that. You're just going to start to lose out on the value of the art and the hard work that the people behind it put into it if you're always looking at it so transactionally. Because, quite frankly, even a 5-hour game, for what that gives you, 5 hours, and usually there's all this like extra stuff you can do in that time. Like 5 hours of your time isn't worth 20 something bucks. Was it like $5 an hour? Come on, like, I don't know. At least nowadays, for me, it's like I don't want to digest an entire show. I don't have, you know, these just little things that take so much time. So to be able to have, 5-hour cat game, you know, that's awesome for me, and I love it. So, but that's my game lengthy rant. I don't know, like, I'm sure it'll still be debated till the day I stop playing video games, which will be absolutely never. But it's just one of those ones that makes me think that we get away from the quality of this art form. You know, so many people do it now. It's like one of the, if not the, I think it's number one, but yeah, it's an art form that so many people enjoy, and there's so many games that we shouldn't be demanding they all be 100 hours or getting mad at the ones that aren't, you know. Just if you, at the end of the day, I guess if you don't like short or long games, just don't play those, because there's too many options. I'm hoping to try a lot more games, especially indies, you know. Alright, Alright folks, thank you so much for stopping by and watching the video. Please be sure to check out these fine artists' stuff. Like, subscribe. Remember to be kind to each other. Peace.